See, that fast, y'all. I didn't drop the phone. Good evening, everybody. Oh, depending on where you are, good cold evening. It is Monday, February 15th, 2021, and it is our Can We Talk here at In Time Creative Counseling Services. I am Theresa White, the CCO and founder of In Time Creative Counseling Services, located here in Indiana, where we offer individual, couples, and family therapy for anyone ages 7 years and above. Our specialties are depression, anxiety, trauma, grief, and autism, and addictions as well with adolescents. So, if you want information about our services, our information, our contact information is on our page here, or you can go and send us an email, or you can reach out and call our office during regular office hours. You can't call there because I'm not there right now, as you guys can see. With this wonderful inclement weather, it is crazy. And so I am at home, not at the office right now. So we left the office so we can get home. And praise be to God, we got home safely. So it is President's Day. I'm hoping that you all can see and hear me okay, because I am streaming live on a different. Oh, no. What did I just do? Y'all, we packing up. That's my room. I'm trying to, I don't know how to work on this way because I'm used to being on my computer, you all. So good evening. Come on in. When you come in, feel free to introduce yourself. Say hello to me. Let me know that you are here. Like and comment as you see fit. Just a word of disclaimer, any information that we give or that we discuss tonight is for information purposes only. It is not to replace any, what is the word I'm looking for? Any treatment that you would be getting personally. I am a licensed mental health counselor, a national certified counselor, a registered drama therapist, and an addiction counselor. So the information that I give you is based off the experience that I have had working as a therapist for the last 13 years. And just human experience. So, I am hoping... Oh, no. Okay. Hello, BJ. I can't see everybody. So, please let me know that you are here. So tonight our topic is me, myself, and my hair. So yesterday, as most of you know, we had a wonderful holiday that fell on our Sunday. It was Valentine's Day, what they typically call the day of love, or the day of relationships. I see you. Hello, Brooklyn. And it also, people don't always realize, but it's Friendship Day. So happy belated Friendship Day to all of you and your friends. Happy belated Valentine's Day to all of you as well. So tonight, I wanted to start off, since yesterday was the day where we typically celebrate. We get, wonderful things like this, just nice, roses, chocolates, just nice things. You get nice treats and sweets for your sweet or for your friends. I want to start the conversation off before we start to get into discussion about hair, about love and how, when we talk about me, myself, how you have shown love to yourself. So you have this term that is now being mentioned often, self-care. And so with it being Black History Month, and we've been talking a lot about our different topics. Last week we talked about the N-word. Tonight we're going to be talking about love and how love has been shown in our culture, in our family, in our community. So we're talking about, starting with me, since the topic is me, myself, and my hair. I'm going to talk about me. I remember on Valentine's Day, some of the things that I remember as a young girl. My mother used to work early mornings. And so those who are single parents probably definitely can relate to this. And so she was already at work by the time we had to get up and go to school. and I am the youngest of three. So my older siblings we were already, well trained on getting ourselves up for school. I make sure we got dressed and got out the house because you didn't have the option to not go to school. um, so we were terrified of our parents finding out that we like skipped school or didn't go to class or whatever that may have been. So we went to school without our mother definitely let us know early on and trained us very well to get up and get ready and go to school. How that relates to Valentine's Day is that most of the time, with school, you have, Valentine's Day parties where they give cards and, different things like that in the classes. Hi, Terry. Good evening. So what I've remembered that I felt so loved on Valentine's Day, because I woke up and in our dining room, my mother would have three places, set. And each place had a gift for me and my siblings. We all had our own gift. And it was a card or, a box of chocolate, a bear, a balloon. Each year she did that. So when we woke up for Valentine's Day, we knew that we had, some kind of gift. And the reason why that stands out to me is because I know this holiday brings up a lot of feelings for a lot of people. They don't feel loved or wanted or seen or appreciated or, whatever. I remember waking up feeling loved. And I, no, I didn't have a boyfriend. I'm in elementary school. And at the time, yes, our papa was like, yeah, I want me to have a Valentine. But I went to school with my head held high, knowing that I was loved by my mother every Valentine's Day with that gift. And that was really special to me because I walked, people would say, what'd you get? And I would say, this is what I got. And I was able to say that. And I didn't feel bad about it at all to say, my mother got me this. People, you had a couple of boys who would like laugh. But a lot of the girls was like, oh, that's so nice. I was like, yeah. And I was excited. So I would brag. It sure is. And I got my chocolate. And I'm eating my chocolate when I get home or I brought it to school or whatever I did each year. But I looked forward to that every Valentine's Day. I knew that she was going to do that. And she did it all the way up until like high school. And I say that because that really instilled being loved in me. And not only with my mother, but I grew up with, for my father, I'm the only child of his, and girl. So of course, I was a daddy's girl. For those of you that has talked to me, or been on my lives before know that, my father is deceased. And so, growing up, even before he passed away, he was somebody that was so affectionate. Constantly giving me hugs and kisses and carrying me around and just, showcasing me. And I just felt so loved. I felt so, so loved. And that's important because a lot of times when we talk about these holidays, we're looking for love from a partner or from a friend or from people that's in our lives as adults. But it's important to know that we need to love on our young people now, so that they can, grow up and know that they're loved and not have to look for gifts or different things like that. And I think about how that instilled that love in me. And I do that same thing for my son. So as we talked about traditions before, it started a tradition in me to give love to my child that he, will know that he's loved and, by me. And so that is really something I think is really important in our families, in our communities, in our culture, that we have very unique and special ways to show love. So feel free to share some ways that you felt loved when you were younger, some ways that your family showed love. Another way that my family showed love, I'm giving my husband a chance to finish what he's doing because he's going to join me a little bit and share some of his ways that he shows love before we bring on our guest talking about hair care. But I remember we did things like on my father's side of the family and my mother's side of the family. Y'all know cousins is a big thing in our families. Cousins, we love our cousins, and I love my cousins. We grew up and we were always at our auntie's house. And so my cousins are just a few years under me on my mother's side. But on my father's side, I was the only girl. that was in this age range. So I was around all my boy cousins, and those family gatherings really instilled that family bond and that family love in our community and in our life. And I really appreciate that because it really has shown, built that value in me with regards to having family gatherings, which is why I enjoy being around my friends a lot, being around my family. And I know with COVID, it's been what it is. It makes me miss my family because I'm used to that. I think my co-guest part one is ready to share a little bit about how he has received love and learned what love is in his family. So I'm going to have him join, and then after he joins, we're going to have our guest Brooklyn Blade is going to come on and talk to us about hair care. And I am hoping that this works, you all, because again, I'm not in my element because we got there. So I'm hoping that I can bring Jay on. Did it work? Hello? Can y'all see? Are you on? No? Okay, I don't. Hi, Mother Nella. Hi, Terry. Um, I don't see Drake. So, and especially with men, it makes me the reason why I want to bring him on because I want to hear how men in our community have been. It's not. I don't have a request, y'all. So he can just tell us. So you probably can hear him talking. Because I don't see a request for him. We may have to get him at the end and bring Brooklyn in. So I wonder how some men have been, as I said with my son, that's one way that I have shown love to my son. I also have passed on the affection of my father. I am, and my son will tell you, I am the hugger of the family. I love to give my son hugs and sometimes I will hug and I just hug but I embrace. And my son is now an adult, but I still give my son hugs and I will do it in public anywhere. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. I know sometimes in our families and communities that we will show love and affection behind the closed doors in our households, but in public, it may not be either accepted or we just may not feel comfortable doing it. But again, I know how important it was that my father would showcase me and made me feel like I was so important to him. So that's something that I want to definitely pass on to my son, that he can pass on to his sons and his daughters. Not anytime soon, but hugs are wonderful. So and they actually have a very mental health effect. So might be like, why are we talking about this tonight? Because it's really important when we talk about love that we know how to love ourselves. But we don't know how to love ourselves if we've never been shown love. If we've not been shown love in a healthy manner. Some of us have some stories of how we were shown things in an unhealthy manner, but I want for us to talk about some ways that we have been shown love in a healthy manner, whether it's in your family, whether it's a community member. I remember, again, and in churches we learn a lot of love there, fellowship, and we're big communication and music people. So love, love, love us some music. I thought Dre was trying to get on, but we're gonna talk about hair care because part of the way that I grew up loving myself, I didn't, y'all. So even though I got all these great things, my father and my mother did some nice things for me, I still grew up not feeling like my self-esteem was not that great for me. So I didn't always feel like I was, pretty or, all kind of ways. My skin was too dark. I was too tall. Was not thin enough. Again, the whole enough thing. But part of that was also my hair. Depending on, and we did a segment a year ago in February called Good and Bad Hair. And we had Brooklyn Blade come on then. We had some glitches there. We're going to try to get her on tonight. But I wanted to let you know the hair has a huge impact on a woman's image, about herself, and how she's perceived by others as well, especially in the Black community. And I used to grow up thinking that I had bad hair. Want to know why I thought that, y'all? Because somebody told me I had bad hair. And it was classified bad hair because it was not straight. Like, someone who's white or who may be biracial who has really long, it wasn't long down my back. Because I noticed that people would tell someone else who had long hair or that straight hair that they had good hair. And so I always thought I didn't have good hair because my hair wasn't straight and it wasn't long. Well, that's not true. My hair actually was long, but it wasn't as long as, in the middle of my back. It was past my shoulders. But I didn't think that was long. I thought, okay, that, long hair is when you have it down your back. So I struggled with my image in my hair and hair care. So I always tried to hide the fact that I had curly hair. Never celebrated my curl pattern. Never celebrate anything about my hair. I was trying to get it pressed, permed, curled, whatever, right? And so some of you may have had very similar stories. And so when I started to go natural, a lot of changes happened. I had to actually change the way I thought and looked at myself. But I'm going to pause that for just a moment because I know that I have Miss Brooklyn Blade here. She's going to talk to us about good and bad hair from a stylist perspective, and also from her experience and being and taking care of her own hair. If I can get her on here, let's see if this works, you all. It keeps saying my connection is not working. Can y'all see and hear me okay? It's saying I can't add Brooklyn because my connection. It keeps saying, Brooklyn, are you still here? Let's see if I can. I'm trying to add you, and this keep telling me. Yes, add. See, this is why I wanted to be in my own house, but not my house, but my office, because my computer and things I know how to work really well. But the weather has changed that for tonight, and now I can't seem to get my phone to cooperate and get Brooklyn on here. It keeps saying connection is not allowing her. Let me see if I can grab her. Oh, this is so frustrating, you all. I'm going to try to get her on the phone so that we can have a conversation with her that way. So my wonderful office assistant may be calling you right now, Brooklyn, if you're here. Yes, my office assistant. He's my office assistant. He is, y'all. So great. Y'all been introduced to him. So hopefully we can get okay, so Brooklyn is still here. Thank you. I'm so glad you're still here. We want to hear definitely from you. We're going to put her on speakerphone so you guys can at least hear her voice while I'm trying to figure out why I can't get her on camera.
All right. You there?
Yeah. Yay, I hear you. Okay.
Okay, that's good. Hello.
Hi, I hope that you guys can hear Brooklyn. Okay, so hi, Brooklyn.
Hello.
Good evening. I'm so glad you're able to join us. Unfortunately, I can't get you on the camera.
Thank you for having me.
Well, no, thank you. So tonight we are talking about good and bad hair with Brooklyn Blade on speaker so she can talk to us. Jennifer. Yeah, hopefully we don't have that problem. So she's going to talk to us about the views of good and bad hair and also what gives us good and bad hair. So I'm going to turn it over to Brooklyn to talk to us about good and bad hair.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. I believe one's perception defines what good and bad hair is. So it could be how you view your hair yourself, or what somebody has told you, or what you think of somebody else's hair versus what you think of your own hair. It also kind of stems from, like, I think back in the slavery days, how you had the ones out there in the field working versus the ones who were in the home. The ones in the field, they had more of a, kinkier texture, and the ones in the home had more as a lighter curl pattern, or looser, should I say, curl
Mm-hmm.
pattern.
That's true.
So
yeah.
it goes back from that too. I know when I was little, of course, I'm been natural all my life, and I've always wanted what the other girl had, which was straight hair. And so it's like we have it in our minds. We want what somebody else has, but we're not appreciative of what we have, and that's a problem. We also have things like people in the community, like school. We've heard in the years past how the principals or the teacher would tell the students, you can't wear your hair in its natural state. It's offensive, or whatever the case may be. Or you have a man telling you, I want you to look like this and that. Or you just have your coworkers wanting to touch and feel your hair. It's just so many different things.
That's so frustrating. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, because, I've been looked at plenty of times like I'm like a piece of something, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I touch it? And just looking at me, and it's kind of creepy,
like you in a museum, like you're an artifact at a museum.
Right. And it's like, I don't know if they know that, but that's kind of offensive, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an object, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I have hair just like you. I'm not asking you, can I touch your hair? So it's just how somebody perceives it. Maybe they're intrigued by the pattern that it has. I don't know what it, you know what I'm saying? It could be many things, but, some things you just don't do. Don't touch my hair.
Exactly. Yes. And you guys feel free as we are talking, if you have questions for Brooklyn, to add those in the comments. Nope, it's not letting me add you. Sorry, go ahead, Brooklyn. So you mentioned something with regards to slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So there was certain type of hair in the field, and then some certain type of hair, I guess, texture in the house.
Correct.
How do you think that affects how we view our hair today, and how we communicate that to other women as well, and men?
I think it affects us greatly in a negative way, because not only does it stem from what the hair looks like, but also it's the skin color. You have the darker skin tone in the field and the lighter skin tone in the home. And so there's this light versus dark thing within the Black community. And it's like all skin types are beautiful, just like all hair types are beautiful. But until we learn to love ourselves and what God has blessed us with, we will always be in competition with what somebody else has, or envy what the next person has. But it stems from back then. We were taught to be this way.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And as you mentioned with school, it just transpires, right? And someone telling you that your hair is offending them.
Right.
And with the transition of your hair is offensive in one case, and now it's like, ooh, let me touch your hair.
Right.
And then that
so
being
like
offensive to you,
standard.
like either way, you're offending me. Like let me be me, and So I think it's interesting, as you mentioned, with the skin types. Have you seen that kind of view when they talk about good and bad hair, that lighter versus darker, also regarding hair types? Does that come out kind of in our views of self? Have you seen that?
Yes, I've seen that as well. Like, they would tend to think the lighter skinned woman has a better grade of hair, or they would think because you have good hair, you have to be mixed. And it's like, why can't I be Black and just have good hair?
So
or just a curly pattern.
What does that mean, good hair?
I would say, in my opinion, good hair is healthy hair.
Okay. So can I have healthy hair if my hair is like kinky? Like,
yes, most definitely.
Okay, but it's nappy.
The pattern and the texture doesn't define good hair to me. It's how well you take care of your hair. Because all textures and patterns are beautiful. It makes you unique. It's individualized to you.
Okay. Well, can you give us some tips on how we can go from maybe bad hair, or like go from the bad hair to good hair? If you're saying healthy hair is good hair.
Okay. Well, like I have stated before, there's plenty of things you can do. First, you can start off by embracing whatever your texture is. And so you want to, you know what I'm saying, love what you have, first off, and then find ways to work with what you have to bring out the best in your hair. So whether that's starting a healthy hair journey, stopping bad habits, adding things to your regimen, or even making a regimen if you don't have one. Like some people don't even comb or brush their hair.
What? Is that a thing? People don't comb and brush their hair?
Yes, that's a thing.
Oh, help. Is that like, okay, well, does that happen when people are trying to, like, get dreads?
Like, I mean, it can be with dreads, yes, but there are some people who don't do anything to their hair, and they just will say, it's because I don't know how to do it. Okay, so are you willing to go around not knowing how to do it, or do you want to do something about it? Because, I mean, it's okay to not know how to do your hair, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people out there who don't, but in my opinion, I would just think, like, because sometimes other people can't be there for you to do your hair, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at least the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying, like a little something will do. So even if it's just, you know, putting it in a ponytail, brushing it, whatever the case may be, some people just don't know how to, and they do rely on others for that. But I think it's still good to have some type of knowledge of hair, so that if ever comes a point in your life where that stylist isn't available, you could at least help yourself.
Got you. Okay, so then say again, you know, this view of bad hair has been instilled in somebody, and they've been believing this whole time that they have bad hair, and they don't know how to start that healthy regimen of combing and brushing. Because I even talking for myself, I remember, you know, trying to, you know, comb and brush my hair when I'm starting to, you know, go, you know, allow it to be in its natural form. I won't say go natural, but allow it to be in its natural state. I wasn't used to that. I was used to getting perms and press, you know, rolling sets and etc. Right. You know, and so when it came time for my curl pattern to be shown, I was like, my brush and combing going through this is easy. And this hurt, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Right. I mean, not trying to be funny. I'm serious, so I can understand that somebody is like, I don't know how to do this, and I'm just gonna be like, ponytail it up, or, you know, kind of whatever the state may be, right? And try not to go back to, you know, getting it straightened or now embracing my natural state. Like, how does someone even learn to start combing their own hair if they've had this negative view of their hair?
Right. I'm going to answer that. I just want to add really quick. I do feel like a lot of us growing up, you know, we were all natural at one point, but where the perms and relaxers come in at is because our moms didn't know how to take care of our hair. So they didn't want to go through that whole process. So they thought it was just easier to go ahead and give my child a perm. And so we grew up, or those that have had perms growing up, automatically being subject to that because that's all they knew. So then when you got older and you see like this natural hair movement, you're like, oh, okay, I can have natural hair. So you chop it off, or you let the perm grow out, and now you have this new texture in your head, and you're like, where do I go from here? So, I mean, it's beautiful to go from relaxed to natural, or if you want to be relaxed, because you can have beautiful, long, relaxed hair as well. You still just have to take care of it. So what I would say, just in general, as far as not knowing how to take care of your hair, start off with a journal, a hair routine. I'm going to wash my hair on this day. I'm going to use this product. You know, don't get product happy and be like a junkie about it, but have a few products that you're introducing and look to see what it's doing, if it's helping or not. You know what I'm saying? And writing it down will help you to determine whether or not those products are helping, and whether you need to keep it or you need to eliminate it. Detangle your hair when it's moisturized or wet. You never want to manipulate your hair while it's dry, because that will create breakage in your hair. So you also want to detangle from the ends of your hair on up to your scalp. Never start from the scalp to the end, because that's where you will pull your hair out Also, your hair grows from the root, which is the top of your head, and the ends are the oldest part of your hair. So you have to take care of the ends of your hair because they can be dry and they can be damaged. So you want to keep your hair moisturized. You want to oil your scalp.
Like with that Blue Magic, because back in the day, my mother used to use Blue Magic, So is that a good hair product?
I would say that's grease. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I don't use a lot of grease in my hair, especially being an adult. Like maybe my mom did when I was little or whatever. But as an adult, I really don't use grease. I more so use oils like olive oil or jojoba oil or coconut oil, something like that. Oil is actually good for your hair. Natural oils as well. Some oils may not work for others. So that's why you want to take note of what you are using and what is working for you. Now, if grease is working for you, keep using grease, but some things clog your pores. People don't realize, your scalp is skin. So you have to pay attention to your pores in your scalp as well. Gotcha. You need to be gentle with your hair. And if you do other people's hair, you need to be gentle with theirs as well.
Please.
Do scalp massages.
I have had my mother is very heavy-handed, and she knows it. To this day, I'm like, please don't braid my hair no more. Like,
right.
But I definitely get what you're saying and I think with regards to a lot of the mothers, as you mentioned before, with doing our hair. Now, my mother used to keep my hair done. And she has those long nails, y'all. Like those hard nails where you can like dig into the scalp. Oh my God, it was so great. When she used to wash my hair. Now, I'm definitely listening to what Brooklyn is saying, and it's connecting back to the hair care regimen that maybe our mothers used to do. That we maybe never took note of. We just knew that our mothers did our hair. And never thought about what they actually done to keep our hair protected, to keep those ends protected. As you can see, mine is braided in. I've learned now. It's just Brooklyn has definitely helped me in a lot of ways to keep my hair protected and moisturized. But as you were mentioning, I don't. With regards to combing it, a lot of times I see one of the comments that Mother Nellum is making is that she wets her hair to comb it. So it's just
water is your friend.
Okay, but really? Okay, so can I intersect in here because I have been told that water is not a black girl's friend.
Water is the main source of moisture.
But to a black woman, doesn't that make your hair like frizzy and like matted and nappy? Is anybody else been told
that? If you're relaxed, then you want to veer away from water. But if you're natural, water is your friend.
I have learned that that is so true. I used to believe that I was like wrong because again, learning this hair care journey. I thought when I wet my hair, I'm like, oh, my hair is really soft, and it felt really soft. It felt as she said, moisturized, and I loved what it looked like in that wet, natural state. But but the mindset that I had was you don't wet a black woman's hair. It has to be straight. So I would constantly say, no, I can't put water on it. I mean, except for when I'm washing it. Right. But I didn't want to wear it that way. Go ahead.
That's even like growing up, like I said, I've always been natural, but when I was little, I couldn't get my hair wet. If I would get my hair wet, that's almost like you got to get a woman.
Yes.
Like, you better not get your hair wet. Even if you was in the tub, you better not get your hair wet. Like, it was just a thing. Like, and I don't know if we take these things from, our parents. Maybe our parents were taught wrong or never taught at all. But we go down, we grow up with these things that were embedded in us. And so we just go off of that too. So, I mean, that's a lot of where things stem from with us as well.
Got you. I have one viewer saying that it depends on your hair. Are you saying that with regards to wetting it, Mother Nellum, or is that regarding what we think about our hair? What do you mean it depends on your hair? So for Brooklyn, does it depend on the hair's type before like whether water is good for our hair or not?
I would really say if you're relaxed, in my opinion, if you're relaxed, meaning you're putting those chemicals onto your hair because you're manipulating your natural pattern to make it something that it's not, which is straight, then you have to steer away from water because water is going to mess up what you're going for. So in my opinion, and from what I know, if you're relaxed, that's where you want to veer away from water unless you're washing your hair. But if you're natural, water is moisture. Also, if you wet your hair with water or whatever, put your styling products in it, and then you seal it with oil, that's good for you too. Water is very, very good for your hair.
Gotcha. I appreciate you saying that because, yeah, I need everybody to hear that like 10 times
don't
over.
be afraid of water if you are natural. Now, if you are relaxed, I can see where you wouldn't want to deal with water. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna mess up that straightness or whatever, get a little wave, but you don't want. That's different. But if you're natural, water should be one of the main things you're using. Now you can. I make like moisture mixes where I add like a little bit of conditioner, some water, some different oils, and I mist my hair with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that moisture. Again, you want to keep moisture in your hair, but also the oils help to seal in the moisture. So you got to balance it out.
Okay.
You have to balance your hair between protein and moisture. Too much of one thing is not good, so you have to find a balance.
Gotcha.
Deep conditioning treatments, protein treatments, all that matters. And a lot of people don't know anything about either one.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. I agree because I'm one of those people that was learning. I see a question on here that says, is leave-in conditioners good for your hair?
Yes, they are. But it depends on if you're actually using just a conditioner, which you can, depending on what the product is, or if you're actually using a actual leave-in conditioner that says on the bottle it's a leave-in. Because some people just will leave in the conditioner, but it's not an actual leave-in conditioner. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So please make sure, I see that the comment, a person agreeing with you to not use grease. And that they wet their hair and it does really well for their hair as well. I have learned, I have been told, and someone had to constantly tell me, a stylist that was like, they actually had to reprogram my mind and say, you have pretty hair. Your hair is good. You have good hair. Like, and I was like, no, I would argue with them. No, I don't. Cause my hair is kinky. No, I don't have good hair. But they was like, your hair is so easy. So their viewpoint of good hair was that it was easy and manageable. I thought I had thick, coarse hair until someone who was putting a perm in my hair, as you're mentioning perms, someone was putting a perm in my hair and was like, you don't have coarse hair. Why are you using a coarse perm? So even for those who are getting perms, at that time, I didn't know what the difference between I thought just thick hair that had coil pattern was coarse. And the stylist had to tell me, no, you need a mild perm. Right. And I'm like, no, I don't. I got bad hair, so I can't have I would argue with her, and she clearly is the one who's educated on hair care, but I knew that I was told all those years that I had bad hair, and so she finally showed me, said, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put a mild perm in your hair, and watch, and my hair got bone straight. And I was like, what? This is not possible, and so it just really, like, you just, again, going back to that mindset, we will do. So even like the connection that we've been talking about in past with how we think, we will behave based on how we think. So I was constantly, not treating my hair right. I was constantly not doing healthy things to my hair because I didn't have the proper view of my hair. And so as you're mentioning, people I can see doing all kind of things to their hair because they do not have the right view of their own hair care or their own hair texture, and they may be comparing it to other people. So like, how do you know if these, when you said do products and make sure that, they work, how do you know if they're working for your hair?
Because you will see a change in your hair. If your hair, say you're dealing with dryness, and so you are adding in 2 or 3 products, and you see now my hair is getting that moisture, you know what I'm saying? You know that product is working, so that's something you want to keep. But if you see that your hair is continuously being dry, but you're still using this product, then 9 times out of 10, that product isn't helping.
Okay. So I have had many shampoos that after I wash it or conditioner, I feel my hair like it's stripped. Like it feels very, literally like a strip. Like I can't even explain what it's like. Not grainy, but I feel like it's like there's no moisture, and it feels very like hard to even touch. So
Mhm.
with that's an indication of like this is not a good product for your hair type.
Well, yeah, that's true. But also, a lot of shampoos have sulfates in them, and a sulfate is basically it's a salt that forms when sulfuric acid reacts with another chemical. So it's like synthetic sulfate-based chemicals in your hair. I mean, in your shampoo. So especially like if you're natural, you want to use sulfate-free because it does dry your hair out.
Ah, see,
That's
she's so
why some
knowledgeable.
people.
I don't sulfates,
Sorry.
all these. No, you're fine. I'm just giving you your accolades because all these words that she's saying, I'm like, I don't even read the back of my shampoo. That's
Yes, you want
I
to
just look,
read your
get it and
product.
buy it. That's what I do.
Yeah, you want to read your products because, and it's with everything. There's all these big words you don't know what they mean, but Google one or two, and then you're gonna rethink those products.
Ah,
Like
okay.
in the natural hair community, and also people that relax their hair too. There's things called co-wash, where instead of you using shampoo to wash your hair, like because shampoo is basically clarifying your scalp, which is good, but every time you wash your hair, you don't necessarily have to use a clarifying shampoo. You can use conditioner, which is called a co-wash, and that's still yet cleaning your hair, but it's not stripping away those oils, and you need those oils to keep moisture into your hair.
Got you. Okay. So I see a couple of people saying, "Are you able to? Can you use kid perms?"
You can use kid perms if you want. Also, like you were saying, Theresa, earlier, as far as going to the super perm versus mild, we have a misconception with relaxers as well that because my hair is more coarse, I got to get the strongest thing. It don't necessarily mean that. And then too,
Mm.
you think, well, because my hair is so thick and coarse, I got to leave it on for almost an hour.
Oh my
When
God.
all you doing is burning your hair and messing up your scalp. So we just need to educate ourselves before we use these products instead of holding on to these routines and these patterns that we are accustomed to.
Definitely. Thank you know I want to have Brooklyn review for those who may be just joining us. One more time, just a few of the tips for us to get this healthy hair, which is actually the good hair. So when we talk about good and bad hair, it's not about, as she's mentioning, it's not about the style or the pattern that you have, whether your hair is straight or you have a curl pattern, but it's about the health care that you use and the health regimen that you use to take care of your hair. So good hair is healthy hair. Bad
Right.
hair is unhealthy hair. So that can be from any race, any ethnicity, any, as they say, curl pattern. And I see some people talking about they use curl conditioner. I have my auntie uses curl conditioner as well. So I want Brooklyn to go over a few more tips or a few of these tips that she's already reviewed for those who are just joining in, so you can have this healthy regimen as well for your own hair.
Okay. So yeah, you want to have a wash routine for your hair, like say every 2 weeks in a month. I'm going to wash my hair on a Sunday. So that would be your routine. You know what I'm saying? Instead of washing it every day, you choose that day to wash your hair on. You can make a hair journal and start writing down the products that you're using to see what's working for you and what's not working for you. That's the same like if you were to eat food, if you had a bowel issue or something, you want to keep a food diary to see what's working for you, what's not. You want to moisturize your hair. Don't detangle your hair while it's dry. That's how you can rip and break off your hair. You want to oil your scalp. Be gentle with your hair and others' hair. Do scalp massages. That massage brings circulation and blood flow to your scalp, which aids in hair growth. Um, don't manipulate your hair while you're upset or while you're sad. How you're feeling really does play a part in how you move. So if you're upset, you could actually be damaging your hair because you're being too rough. So if you're feeling some type of way, just wait until you feel a little bit better before you do something to your hair.
What if me doing my hair makes me feel better though?
You said what? I'm sorry.
What if doing my hair makes me feel better?
That could be good, but if you up at a 10 and then you trying to do your hair, I would think you need to be at a 1 or a 0. You know, little woo size first, and then maybe go to it. Because I mean, you may not realize it, but really, like, if you're not in a good mood and if you're go to doing your hair, like say you're trying to make a part or something, you can get frustrated because you can't get the part straight. Like, it could be any little thing, you know what I'm saying? So you could do it if that makes you feel better, you know, try it, and then if it works, it works. But if you're not feeling, you know, if something happened, wait a while till it gets back down to 0 and then proceed. I think you should love what you have, learn how to manipulate and do your hair. So you can rely on you, because you should know what's best for your hair. It's good to get advice from others, but you should have some type of knowledge in your hair type and what's good for your hair. You should do deep conditioning treatments, protein treatments, things of that sort as well. Also, to trim your ends. People have a stigma of, I'm not cutting my hair, but everybody gets dead ends, and dead ends split and go up your hair shaft. So your hair may be growing from the root, but it's breaking off at the end. So really, you're not getting nowhere. So you're wondering, like, why ain't my hair ever growing? It's because you don't cut your end.
That has been the testimony of my life. We got to get Brooklyn back for a part 2. We said that last time and we didn't get her back. We need a part 2, y'all. I'm so serious because I know I don't want to keep y'all all night, but she got some good tips for us. Like I can't. You see this, y'all? This is for when people be angry when they do your hair. Y'all, we're not even gonna get on the whole when your mama was mad and she used to part your hair when she was mad, and then if you got mad or cried, then you got hit with a brush in your head. Like, let's not.
If you move.
If you moved an inch. So I definitely agree that when you are upset, please, please, please don't do my hair. Okay? Because I don't want you parting to the part that my scalp is bleeding.
Right.
I'm teasing, but I'm very serious. But no, these are some really good tips, and I appreciate Brooklyn for being here. And I appreciate all of you who have commented on tonight and asked questions. Feel free to ask more questions, and we can definitely get with Brooklyn and get her scheduled together with mine, and we can get her back on here for a part 2 because we need some help with hair care. And so I think it's very important that we learn how to love ourselves, because truth be told, our image, self-image is a big thing in the African American community, and hair care is a huge part of it. Even as Jerry White is saying that he uses a razor. A lot of our men do. They shave their heads.
That's it.
So, and that looks nice on some people. That's maybe their hair care regimen. They may feel like this is what I have to do to take care of my hair. For the men, anyway. You know,
yes.
So razors are not a bad thing for the men if they enjoy shaving their head. Sometimes we like y'all to have a little hair though. So tonight we appreciate all of you for joining and listening in with some of the tips. Please, again, get a journal. We've been talking about getting journals to write things down for a while. We talk about that in our, and I talk about that with my clients as well. It's important for us to know what's working and what's not working, so we don't repeat the same bad, unhealthy behaviors, right? So we don't want to do that in our emotional life. Let's not do that in our hair care life. So we don't know what's working if we don't take the time to pause and consider what we're using. And I'm definitely guilty of that. Like I said, raising my hand, I was the product junkie. I have a drawer full of stuff that I'm still like, why did I buy this? I don't know. So please, don't go spend your money on a whole lot of products. Take Brooklyn's tips and read the back before you put it in your hair. Because I have learned, someone told me once that whatever you put on your skin absorbs into your body. So
Yes.
please read and I really started to read things after I learned that. I'm like, oh, so if I put it on my hair, you think, oh, it's not a bad thing, it's not going in me, but your skin absorbs it.
Hmm.
So the same way you wouldn't eat something that goes into your body, you would eat anything crazy. Don't just put anything on your body that's gonna be harmful as well. So thank you again, Brooklyn. I'm so sorry we couldn't get you on video. Next time we're gonna just have her in the place because this technology stuff is crazy. Because I want
Thank you
y'all to
for having
see her beautiful face and as she's giving her tips as well.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. We appreciate you. And we appreciate all of you for joining. And I hope that you enjoyed this time. And we will see you next week where we will talk about black men's views on therapy. So if you know a black man or any man, young, old, join us next week as we talk about a black man's view on therapy. You guys have a great evening, a great week. And I will see y'all back here next Monday at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.